Hello and welcome again to another tutorial on how to play Nidalee. This game I will be playing top lane Nidalee against Jax. Now Jax is obviously very good. His name is Vandal, or his name is very professional, and his champion he has a skin for, it's Vandal Jax. So obviously he's very good with his champion. He's played them a lot. So we'll see how this goes. It looks like he's probably going to get very aggressive in the early portion of the game. With the Ignite and the Ghost summoners. However, Jax is a very strong split pusher. Honestly, I would not go for the Ignite. I would actually go for Teleport if I were Jax. And that is just for the potential to split push easily late game. I'm also drinking orange juice, eating a sandwich right now, so that's what those noises you are hearing are in the background. We have a mid laner, Zyra. Support Nunu. Support Nunu is an interesting one. I don't really see too many of them. Honestly, I don't see Nunu being very strong. He has the snowball to slow the enemy. He has the very powerful ultimate, and he has that attack speed buff. But he's not really that strong overall. He's essentially a glorified tank, tanky support. He has no crowd control other than that slow, and his ultimate slow. All he can do is soak up damage, and then give his AD carry an attack speed buff, and that's kind of a problem for supports. It would be okay if you had a good high damage output, but he doesn't. For example, Nidalee, she has no crowd control. I'm obviously partial because I only play Nidalee, but Nidalee has no crowd control, but when you play her as a support, you do offer a heal, you offer an attack speed buff, you also offer a lot of damage for in-lane engages, you offer a detection mechanic, which would be her bushwhack, so it's kind of hard for stealth units to even come into lane. So you offer a plethora of things to your team, whereas a Nunu does not offer very much. He just has that attack speed buff, which can also be obtained by playing as Nidalee, and he has that slow, which is, I guess, he does have slightly more crowd control than Nidalee, but I don't think it's very much more. So it looks like Udyr will probably be starting blue buff. Honestly, I think it's probably a smart idea for Udyr to start red buff to get that assistance from the bottom lane, but he will probably start blue buff. It's generally pretty common to start as blue buff with Udyr. The leash will probably just be a little bit longer, so I'm actually going to go over here and place a trap in this bush, just in case the enemy does decide to come and sneak around. We can catch them. This Zyra needs to get in that bush. That way we can prevent a potential invade.
Minions have spawned.
So it looks like we have an AFK mid laner. We could potentially get ganked. Luckily, I do have that detection right there. This is really disheartening. This will be like the 6th game or so I've played today that I've had somebody just completely disconnect or AFK right off the bat. And we played an entire game 4 versus 5. It's usually an entire game 4 versus 5 that happens regularly. So, there's Zyra. What the frick? What are you doing? She missed mid lane minions. I don't know what the heck she was doing, but she missed mid lane minions. So Jax does start out with smart start. Starts with the Doran's shield. That will be able to soak up some of the damage I deal with my auto attacks. A top lane is where I usually spend more time auto attacking. I did miss a lot of creeps up here because I had to help Udyr leash that, just him and I, so I will be at a big disadvantage top lane for a little while. but it should go away as time goes on. However, Jax is a very strong laner, not somebody you want to 1 versus 1, so we'll see how this turns out. It'll probably turn out fairly poorly for me. He could actually jump me and do a lot of damage, and I won't be able to do anything back. That's something else when you're playing against a Nidalee. Don't be afraid of her having a lot of power or damage output on you. You should actually be more afraid of the minions. Nidalee has almost 0 damage before she's at least level 3.
I'll show these house cats real claws. You cannot cage me, summoner.
So Jax is essentially just going to be a farming lane. I'm not going to be able to out duel him. I can't do more damage than Jax. He will always win trades, but I can try and out farm him. Probably won't be able to, but that's always worth a shot.
You call this civilized?
So see how I'm not too far behind in terms of farm? That is mostly attributed to the fact that I have been doing my best to get these last hits. Jax is going to roam though, and that's concerning me. I don't know where he's gone, what he's doing, but I do want to keep this lane very close to my tower. He can do whatever the heck he wants. He could probably be in jungle taking golems right now, which would be an interesting choice. It looks like he did take golems. Don't know why though. That could cost him a lot of experience if the waves, or if both waves are matched. So it looks like we have a Jarvan deciding that he really wants to engage hard. Gave himself away. I know that he's going to fake this back. He's gonna. So you'll see, I'll lose vision of him before he goes back. He's gonna make me think, oh yeah, he's going back to base right now. He's actually still in that bush, and I know he is. So I can just throw the spear at him. Say, hey, oh, I guess he's not in there. Well, he's probably still in there. I just don't know where he went. So he's not in there. So he actually did go back to base. I did not want to hit him. I wanted to hit the minion. So I'm going to struggle for these first few levels up until I hit level 6.
Let me show you the
Primarily because Jax has such a strong lane, and I don't have the damage to really deal with him. So he's just going to get almost all of these creeps. He's going to let it push so he can set up a gank probably, and I'm just going to say, you know what, you're a jerk. I'm going to try and land a spear on him. Kind of say, hey, you know what, I'm the boss of this lane, stay off. But it's not going to really keep him from doing anything dangerous. He'll probably just dive me whenever he wants. He has complete control of this lane. I'm more or less just going to have to bow to his will. Kind of sad, kind of going to be a difficult game here, but we'll see how it turns out. So you'll notice I went back to base there. The reason being because I was able to actually get the wave all the way down to his tower. So I don't have any risk of him getting to my tower and resetting the waves. Resetting a wave would be when he pushes all the way to tower and the tower kills off the majority of those minions. If he's able to reset, not only would the lane stop in the mid lane, I wouldn't be able to freeze it here. It would go back to the way it normally is. It's resetting the lane. It would go back to the way it started. And I'm going to tank a lot of damage from these guys.
I will guide you.
So I don't think he should be taxing. He's taxed plenty. He needs to leave. That's enough. Like, if you're a jungle, so not only did he killed off, he didn't even kill off anything, he just attacked them. He tried to take more. It's not, that's not what he was doing. That's not experience sharing. Experience sharing would just be hanging out near my lane, taking some experience from a distance, but he was not experience sharing. He was just straight up sitting there and killing. So he's got his words mixed up or something. I don't want to start a fight with my jungler. Obviously my jungler is very important to my team, but I don't want him to come to top lane, fail a gank, and then just start taking minions because he thinks that's what's supposed to happen. So he's obviously clearing out those for his jungler. What he doesn't know is that I do have a ward up there that'll tell me, hey, your jungler or your jungler's coming, he's going to come gank me. I do know when he's going to come, and I will have another bushwhack there to catch him when he does. So surprisingly, Jax is not having the best clearing abilities. I will actually be able to out-clear him a little bit. But that's just because he's pushing waves all the way to my tower. So I'm only 6 minions under. It looks like he's going to try and go back to golems again. Interesting choice on Jax's part. I don't support that choice. If Jax is on my team, I'd be saying, Jax, what are you doing? Why are you going to golems all this time? It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of experience. You're losing all these minions. Just getting pushed to tower. It's kind of a waste. And it would probably turn out a lot better if he would just not go in that direction. And then he gets a little bit harassed. If I wanted to, if I had Ignite, I could probably kill him. But I chose to take Teleport for the split pushing potential. I thought he was actually going to take Teleport. And so we'll see how this game goes. Again, I'm going to keep saying that, but right now it's kind of a toss-up. It could be his favor or my favor. So he's going to try and freeze the lane out here. He is going to successfully freeze it. He's essentially trying to set up a safe place for himself to farm, and a more dangerous place for me to farm. I do want to reset this lane though, so I'm going to continually push really, really hard, and it's going to turn out really badly for me.
You call this civilized?
So I happen to know he's in that bush then. He may be going back to base. He may be just sitting there waiting to kill me. Either way, I'm okay with it as long as he's not actively attacking me and doing damage. He can do whatever the heck he wants. Jax, for those of you that are not aware, Jax is one of the best champions for 1 versus 1 battles in the game. There is no chance for anyone to ever be able to, except for maybe Vayne. Vayne is the only champion that could ever 1 versus 1 with a Jax. So I know Jax is not there. He obviously went back to base. I'm going to push this lane in and try and do as much damage as possible, maybe even be able to reset this lane. So you'll see this lane will get all killed by this tower. He'll get some of the last hits, obviously. There's no way I can prevent him from doing that. But when these are all killed, the lane will meet back in the middle right here, and it won't be as dangerous a place for me to farm. It'll actually be a little bit closer to his side, but that's not that big a deal. We're going to get this. I'm not going to get any benefit out of selling those 2 red potions, but my heal is actually fairly strong at this point. I'm going to have to teleport up top to avoid missing minions. The reason I teleported is because I really wanted to prevent him from snowballing out of control with this experience advantage. Jax, he just needs a very slight lead to take a huge jump in the game. So I really just want to keep that from happening. I want to make sure that we're both close in creep score and experience. He's going to continually go and farm out these golems. I don't know why he keeps doing this. I know where he's going. He goes this way, he goes to golems, and he takes them. He's doing them very efficiently now, but it's not helping him very much. He's going to get a little extra money. He's going to get about 80 extra gold every time he goes to them. But honestly, I don't think it's worth missing all this creep score. So I get that. This guy's gonna die. Well, not this guy. I meant the minion, but I missed it. I suck. That's what my name is for. So he's gonna push the lane back, and then Jax is gonna go back to jungle probably. I'm not feeling very much pressure from Jarvan, so I'm just going to continue moving. I don't know if Jarvan's going to come or not, but because Jax doesn't want to stay in lane, very interesting choice on Jax's part that was allowing me to free farm and essentially become relevant in this game. So he's lost.
Enemy double kill.
He lost maybe 3 minions worth of experience from going all the way down that way. I don't know where he was going. I don't know if he's just trying to help out mid lane or something, or he's going to take wraiths. But it was kind of not very intelligent. The only person that should really be roaming the jungle to get kills would be mid lane. They should be, occasionally when they have mid lane pushed far enough, go to jungle and take wraiths. But top laners should never really go to jungle to take anything. That's a waste of their time. Because you'll see I can just have awesome clear potential, push this wave all the way to the tower, and prevent him from really getting any benefit out of it. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and kill off these really fast. I screwed that one up. He will probably come out on top here. So we'll push those, and we'll come reconvene in mid lane. So because he wants to roam around, he wants to do nothing in his own lane for a while, I'm going to let him. And I'm just going to go try and help out mid lane, take this tower, do some damage to Orianna. So we can't do this. So there we go, Orianna takes a huge chunk of damage. I can head back to top lane. No harm done. Didn't lose any tower health. I might lose a little bit if he decides to push this all the way. Oh my goodness, Jax, or Udyr, what are you doing? I don't understand this. He engages hard, then starts running away. So I really wanted to secure that. That was kind of foolish of Udyr to engage that really hard, then ping me away and then let me tank a bunch of damage. Yes, he was taking a lot of damage, but if he had stayed in one spot, we probably could have killed him very, very quickly. There goes Udyr. Udyr will die. I will try and heal him though. Dude, what are you doing? Oi, this guy is a YOLOer.
An enemy has been slain.
So that did turn out really well for us.
Ally has been slain.
And that did not turn out very well for us. If I had teleport, I might have tried to teleport to her plan. I'm not sure if you can do that actually. Potentially could. I don't know if plants are considered... Plants could be considered minions, I guess. Everything's coded as a minion, haha, it's the joke. Oh, yeah, it's very funny. But I actually might be able to teleport to a minion. So now that I've actually pushed Jax's tower, we've killed him, I've survived laning phase, I can actually, because he's not an aggressive laner and he's not actually building damage, I can push this lane really far back. And then I can go roam, take mid lane, and really snowball this in my favor. Bottom lane is doing okay. They did take their tower, but they've died 3 times collectively and given the enemy Caitlyn 2 kills. They did kill Caitlyn twice, that's good. Caitlyn is low on creep score, but I would much rather see her with 0 kills because a higher kill AD carry is much harder to kill than a low kill one, and it's a much bigger threat. The 2 people on the enemy team that I would like to keep without any kills would be Caitlyn and Orianna. Jax right now is going to be their main tank. If they didn't have Jax building tanky, they would be forced to have only Jarvan building tanky, and his money pool is not big enough for him to do that. So then here's Jax. He's gonna take some damage from a spear. I'll probably throw one more and then hard engage and disengage. So wait for this. I don't know if he's gonna come this way or not. I know he's not at my minions.
You cannot cage me,
If he's around this corner, I could be in trouble. Nope, so he's not at my minions right now. I'm going to continue pushing. I'm going to push this lane out. one thing to be very careful of, I do not want to use my pounce here. If Jax were to engage on me, my pounce would be my main escape. So I don't know if Jax is in this bush or not. He is not. So I am safe here to just clear these waves as quickly as possible. I may or may not burst all my skills here. Probably not. It's probably safer because I don't have vision of Jax. I don't know where he is. To just save them. So I can push this lane really far. If my team needs me, I can teleport in. I can teleport in on this thing. But it is dangerous. I decided to cancel that teleport. But what it did do is scare the enemy team away, which is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want to actually do anything there. I just wanted to try and keep the rest of my team alive. So that's very, very beneficial for me. Give Udyr a heal, and we'll just continue on our way. So this Sona. So far we haven't lost any towers. Very, very good for us. Mid lane will probably go down very soon though. Yes, it will. There will be nothing I can do to prevent mid lane from going down. Udyr can come in. These guys can come in and prevent them from doing a ton of damage to it, but not really much we can do to stop them from taking mid tower with just 2 or 3 of us. It is their entire team sieging mid, and it's not going to happen. That we're not going to be able to stop them. So I'm going to go back top lane and just going to continue pushing because I see Jax is going to stay here. He's right there. And I'm going to try and pressure him into leaving mid lane. So my team is going to say, oh, why aren't you mid? And I'm going to say, because I'm pressuring top and forcing Jax to leave you guys as well. Jax is their main tank. If they don't have Jax, they can't have a good team fight. If they don't have me, we can still have a really excellent team fight. We just have that poke beforehand. So, let's see, I don't see Jax anymore. Jax has left to go back to top lane, but he is really low health. So there's that. I can actually force him to go back to base almost right away. Do a bunch of damage to this tower. And then looks like everyone's missing in the middle lane. So I do want to leave before they come out and try and sweep me from behind. So, yep, there's Sona. There's J4. So I've actually forced 2 people to go top to slow my attack on their tower. So that's very, very beneficial for us. I do want to go back up there and push that a little bit further out because that is in a dangerous territory. We could actually have them come in and push it to our tower and take it. But because we did force Sona and Jax to go top lane, that opened up the dragon for us. And they did a very, very excellent job of jumping on that opportunity. So I'm just going to continue doing what I do best, and that is split pushing. I do have my teleport up very shortly. That is because I canceled it earlier, so I had an extra 100 seconds off of the cooldown. So I can either walk down to mid lane and kill them, or I can teleport in a big team fight situation and just poke them down with spears. So what I did before is kind of a foolish thing. I was trying to teleport underneath their tower, and then I canceled it because I knew that was going to be a stupid decision. I should actually probably walk down. It looks like Jax is down mid again. I'm going to try and take the top tower when he's not here. So I'm going to continue pushing. My team's going to say, why aren't you down here with us? We're going to lose these team fights. And I'll say, because I'm going to take objectives while you guys are dying. You guys should be able to stave off their team underneath the tower. But they cannot stave off me if no one's here to stop me. So I know that Jax will be here shortly, but that's okay. Oh god, come on. That wasn't a kill. I'm so disappointed in myself. So disappointed in myself. But Jax will be forced to go back to base, and I could probably take this. I don't know where Jarvan is. This is probably really, really risky. But this tower is done. We did not lose our mid tower, it looks like. So that is very, very beneficial. So you'll notice what I'm doing here is I'm not actually playing with my team. I'm playing a completely separate game from everybody else, and it is turning out swimmingly for me. I have this top lane just locked down. Every time I see an opportunity to just push it, I'm doing that. And so I see Jax show up mid lane, I'll say, okay, top lane's gonna go down. I see Jax show up somewhere around here, I'll say, okay, I have enough time to do a little bit of damage to the top tower. So it looks like Jax is going to show up back top lane, try and push it forward a little bit. As soon as he disappears, what he keeps doing is he's pushing the lane and then disappearing from lane to go help out his team. What I want to do is I want to capitalize on that, and every time he disappears to help out his team, I want to push the lane in the opposite direction and do some more damage. So now I have plenty of room to push. I can push all the way back to their turret if I'm really playing risky, which I am. I want to play real risky. So what's really great about Nidalee is he cannot push to the tower as long as I'm anywhere near this. I have extremely awesome clearing potential. He could be in this bush. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's going to help team down there. That's fine. I'm going to continue what I do best. I'm going to win by split push. And it's going to be a great time. So there's another 30 seconds of minions. That's just going to push all the way into their
On the prowl.
into their base. It looks like Jax is going to stay down there. We're going to continue split pushing. I can't make it down there to my team in time to do something impactful, but my team is holding their own. They're not doing terribly, they're not doing amazing, but they are doing what they need to do, and that is survive. Now I'm going to force Jax to come back to top lane. It's going to waste his time. I can go ahead and recall, go back down, and take something else while Jax is busy pushing this lane back out. So you'll notice this is a very interesting tactic in the sense that I'm not really trying to hard engage with anybody. I'm not trying to fight their team. I'm not trying to poke anybody from the side. I'm literally just trying to do as much damage as possible, and because I'm pushing this lane this far, my team has opportunities to take objectives like this. They took the dragon earlier. I took the tower when Jax was mid. This is an objective game. This is a war of attrition. This is not a war of skills and team fights. This is 100% just push, split push, win by taking towers and whatnot. So you'll see I'm not too concerned about Jax sitting top lane right now, just killing off minions. I have my teleport. If he decides to get a little close to my top lane, not a big deal. I can just teleport up there and prevent him from taking it. So I'm going to go ahead and start heading up here if I can't make it in time, which I should be able to. Alright, he's going to try and take this tower, and I'm going to try and stop him. It looks like he has been stopped. Looks like he has a ward somewhere. He got a heads up on Nunu, but he got one hit in the tower. If he keeps this up, after about 50 minutes, this tower will die, unfortunately. But hey, that's 50 minutes. If this game lasts to 50 minutes, that's just pathetic. So I see Jax is gone again. He's relatively low health. I can probably take him 1 versus 1. Even though Jax is a very strong 1v1 character, I do have 20 CS up on him. And, ooh, he actually did get a bit of a heal there. He doesn't have any heal items, so there's that. Looks like their entire team will be heading up top. Or my entire team will be. I don't know where their team is right now. I wasn't paying attention to the map. I should be doing that more, though. So, something very, very important to pay attention to. People say, oh, let's split push. Split pushing is so smart. When you're split pushing, you're not actually focusing on the lane you're looking at or you're split pushing for. You're focusing on the map, and you're trying to figure out the positions of everybody on the other team. So right now, it's just Jax and I up top lane. I showed him that I'm afraid of him. That was stupid of me. He might capitalize on that now. So Jax looks like he's going to be going this way. Going down to help his team. Jax is coming, just so you all know. Alright, so he definitely went backwards route. He won't be able to come gank from their team, he won't be able to come from behind. He's probably going to be coming from their nexus. So I don't know where Jax is, I don't really care. As long as I know he's not here. So I can force him to stay up here. If they have a ward down there and we have trouble, I can collapse down on Dragon. So I can just keep him busy up here, annoy the heck out of him, and they're all going to be like, ah, ha, 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 good job. So you'll notice, I'm making weird noises now, but you'll notice that my team is really doing an excellent job of capitalizing on my distraction tactics. I'm really just being annoying up top lane, doing stupid things like going, ah, ha, 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 ha. But my team is really capitalizing on that and taking all these objectives. Dragon was free more or less because we had Jarvan and Orianna up here, and then Jax. There's Caitlyn taking some extra damage. I'm not too concerned about this. Oh crap. That weird mechanic with the W. Interesting there. I'm not too happy with that. But my team should be able to capitalize on this fairly well. Looks like Jarvan will get away. So it looks like Jax has had enough of me split pushing all the way back to his tower. I'll let my team know, hey, that's okay. Not a big deal, as long as Jax doesn't try to push. Okay, he's not going to try and take two. So my team takes a tower for a tower. We trade 1 kill for 1 kill. I wasn't worth a ton of damage or ton of money. Neither was Sona. I mean, I wasn't worth little money. I was worth 360 gold. Sona was probably worth less. But either way you spin it, I would say that's a beneficial trade for us because we lost 1 outer tower. We didn't take any damage on this, I don't believe. Yep, we have full health in that tower, and we got 2 inner towers now. We have 2 almost naked inhibitors where we can just press our advantages really, really hard with split pushing. This game is more or less, as long as we keep our cool and we keep ourselves in the advantage, more or less ours. I should most certainly be buying wards though. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a tower to teleport to anymore. I should be having wards. Okay, so Zyra wants to split push with me. This is where it gets very sticky. We don't have a tower to back up to. Zyra running down the jungle, kind of foolish. Looks like Jarvan wants to take the red buff. I didn't want to just screw with him. I want to take that from him. So we'll see if I can't do that. I can. Cool. So that's just me being a jerk.
I will guide you.
But that's just icing on the cake. Doesn't really help us. It hurts them a little bit. They lose the red buff, but I'm actually kind of surprised I was able to land that perfectly. But the reason I was able to do that is because I have such a high damage output with my spear. I probably do 40% of that red buff's health with 1 spear. So this Jax is just going to keep trying to split push. Big mistake on Jax's part.
Let me show you the way.
So as long as my team plays their cards right, they won't have really a strong tank to take out, to tank all that damage.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm on my way, and I will teleport in on top of her plant. We can continue pushing, take inhib, and Jax has come to prevent us from taking this, but he won't be able to do anything. Kind of just a waste of his time.
Shut down.
This Udyr is really YOLOing really, really hard. I don't think that was very smart on his part, but we will get out here fairly scot-free. We did lose 2. And we did take an inner turret. So their inhibitor is now naked. We'll leave that there, that's okay. And I'm going to continue doing what I do best, and that is split pushing.
I will guide you.
So you'll notice I waited until Jax was already all the way out here before I decided to teleport. Had I waited until Jax was right about here, he could have seen me teleport in, and he could just run back to my top lane to continue split pushing, potentially trade a tower for a tower. I wanted to make sure that he was fully committed to going to stop my team before I decided to go and help my team out.
You cannot cage me.
So Jax is very, very tanky. We don't really have a main tank. We do have Nunu, but he's not building, or not Nunu, we have Udyr, but he's not really building pure tank. He's kind of off tank. He does have a lot of health though, so that's always beneficial. We're going to buy a straight Void Staff, so we can now really just shred Jax. Did we lose Dragon? I don't know. I really want to keep Jax from pushing in on my tower. Jax is keeping me in the top lane and I'm keeping Jax in the top lane, but I am winning this war of attrition because I am not our team's tank. I am not needed to be in team fights for my team to do well. As long as it's not a 4 versus 5 for my team, we should win these team fights. I am going to push this lane out and then go help my team because I don't see Jax anywhere, and I feel like this could turn out really poorly for us. There's Jax. So as long as I see Jax staying there, I can take top, and it'll be all dandy. So I really don't want my team to die here. Good job, Varus. Unfortunately, Jax is doing an excellent job, but he will have to go back to base, and I may be able to get some damage on this tower, but it looks like Jax will probably get me. Ouch, that Caitlyn trap really screwed me over. So I'm really trying to soften the blow that they're having on me. That was a nice chunk, probably half the health of that tower is down now. If I decide to push one more time when my teleport is up, I'll be very, very safe to do so, and then I can immediately go help my team out. So I'm going to try and probably wait till my teleport is up, and then go help my team out for a little bit right now. And then once my teleport is up, I will go back top lane. We're going to try and force Jax to come down to here. Jax is going to push top lane. I do want to prevent him from taking this tower.
Your turret has been destroyed.
This is kind of crumbling in my disbelief right now. The enemy team is surprisingly doing alright with this split pushing back. They're in every lane. Jax is doing a really good job of keeping a balance between staying with his team and helping me, or preventing me from pushing all the way in. So I do have teleport. I can come in and help my team out if they need me. I think, yeah, Jax is here. So I want a 5 versus 5, a traditional 5 versus 5 here, where I can poke them down, do a lot of damage before we engage on them. Get some health on Varus. Get some heavy damage on J4. And that was a bad engage. We don't want to capitalize on that. But we're full health. They are not, and we are missing our mid laner. We are missing 2 people.
A summoner has reconnected.
The taste of power.
So that's really bad.
Let me show you the way.
A summoner has reconnected.
I will guide you.
So we are very, very lucky that the enemy team decided not to engage on us there, because it was a 3 versus 5. That would have gone so terribly in their favor. It would not even be funny. I'm lucky she did not ultimate there. I'm just getting really lucky. I should not be relying on luck anymore. We have Udyr split pushing top lane. That's very, very good for us. but we do not want to hard engage. Ooh, ooh, wow. He will die. Oh, sweet Jesus. This is a beautiful ending for us. We'll heal him so he doesn't die to Caitlyn, and we'll continue sieging. Udyr will take the top lane tower, and we will take the mid lane. Wait for it, we'll flash pounce. We'll do that, prevent her from really killing me. She'll go low health, and we should be able to take 2 inhibitors now. Excellent job. So this is why I was split pushing the majority of the game. Instead of just taking a slight advantage, we have a huge advantage now. We have 2 inhibitors as opposed to just 1, and so we now have a very, very strong force pushing top and mid, forcing them to be in one of the 2 places at all times to prevent a full-on push. And now we will end this game fairly shortly. And it is a GG well played. Keep him alive, and that will be the game. So that is how you play top lane Nidalee and split push to win. We were actually having a kind of miserable game earlier, but came out alright in the end, so good game. And I kept that thing up the entire game. No, I didn't. Okay, we're good.